For centuries, skeptics argued that Hezekiah's tunnel was nothing more than a story, a legend invented to make an ancient king look greater than he was. No physical proof that a ruler of Judah ever cut through solid rock. No evidence that two teams of diggers ever met in the darkness beneath Jerusalem. Just a story. Then, the ground started talking. Let us begin where every investigation must, with the text itself. In the 8th century before Christ, the Assyrian Empire was swallowing the ancient Near East, one kingdom at a time. Its king, Sennacherib, was marching on Judah, and the text records something remarkable. A king of Judah preparing his city for siege. The Book of Kings tells us, in a single deceptively simple verse, that Hezekiah made the pool and the conduit and brought water into the city. The Book of Chronicles adds the detail that matters. Hezekiah saw the abundance of water outside the walls and stopped it up, redirecting it inside the city. On the surface, an administrative footnote. In reality, an engineering miracle. For Jerusalem had one fatal weakness. Its water supply, the Gihon Spring, lay outside the city walls. In a siege, that spring would sustain the Assyrian army while the city died of thirst. Hezekiah's answer was audacious. Cut a tunnel through 533 meters of solid bedrock, from the spring outside the walls to a pool inside them. Dug in secret by two teams working from opposite ends, meeting somewhere in the middle of the rock. This is where the skeptic objection has always been strongest. How? How, in the 8th century before Christ, without compasses, without surveying instruments, without light beyond a flickering oil lamp, did two teams of diggers, starting nearly a third of a mile apart, meet inside a mountain of stone? The numbers make the question uncomfortable. The tunnel is not straight. It curves in a long S, as if the diggers changed direction mid-cut. And its gradient is almost nothing, a fall of roughly 30 centimeters over its entire length, just enough to keep the water moving without pooling. Too steep, and the water would rage. Too flat, and it would stop. The men who cut this rock had no room for error. Let us be rigorous. Let us examine the alternative explanations. Alternative 1. The diggers followed a natural crack in the limestone, a fissure that already ran through the rock. Alternative 2. They were guided from above by sound, men on the surface striking the stone while the diggers below steered toward the noise. Alternative 3. Both teams simply dug, and by skill or luck or providence, they met. None of these, standing alone, explains everything. But in the year 1880, a boy wading through the tunnel, this tunnel, still carrying water after more than 2,500 years, saw something carved into the wall. An inscription. 6 lines of ancient Hebrew chiseled into the rock at the exact point where the two teams met. It reads like a witness statement from the day of completion. It describes the final moments, the diggers hearing the sound of the other team through the stone, the picks meeting, the water flowing from the spring to the pool. One line records the breakthrough itself. The stonecutters struck, each man toward his fellow, pick against pick, and the waters flowed from the source to the pool. This is what we call a convergence of evidence. We have a text that names the project. We have a tunnel that matches the text's geography. We have an inscription at the meeting point that describes exactly how the tunnel was made. 3 independent lines of evidence, each pointing to the same place at the same time. None of these lines of evidence, standing alone, proves anything. But when they converge, when an ancient text, a physical tunnel, and an inscription carved by the men who built it all describe the same event, the burden of explanation shifts. How many times has someone said there is no evidence, when what they really meant was, we have not found it yet? Hezekiah's tunnel was never lost. It was always there, beneath Jerusalem, waiting to be read. The ground keeps confirming the book. If this investigation has challenged your assumptions or strengthened them, enlist in our next expedition. Hit the subscribe button right now, and I will meet you at the next site where Scripture touches soil. I am your guide through the evidence that connects scripture to soil, belief to bone, and history to the artifacts buried beneath our feet.